We're gonna hit your legs real hard in a short amount of time, and we're gonna be challenging your balance on pretty much every exercise. So let's go ahead and get warmed up. We're gonna grab your ball, and I'm gonna place that ball right against a wall, and the curve of the back should go right against your ball. Now we're gonna start with both feet down, and feet are about shoulder width apart. We're gonna squat down and up. So this is your warm up. We're just gonna keep it real easy with both feet on the ground. It's gonna change real soon. Shoulder blades back. Now when I'm squatting down, I'm pointing my tailbone down to the floor. I'm not letting it curl behind the ball and point to the wall. Pushing up through your heels. That'll help you use your butt muscles more. If you're feeling good, your thighs are going down parallel to the floor. That would be ideal. Now again, the ball should start in the curve of the lower back, not higher or lower. And this should actually feel really good to your back. So a lot of times when people are having issues with their back, and squats are hard to do, putting the ball back there against your back is gonna make squats a lot more doable. So we're gonna try 3 more. Again, this is just warming up your legs for what's to come. Try 1 more. Now the way we're gonna make this a little more challenging for you is to move the feet in a little closer and maybe a little bit more to the wall. I'm gonna stand on 1 foot. Now we're gonna try a little single leg squat like that. So this is where you're gonna notice that hello balance. It definitely starts to kick in more, doesn't it? Now the leg I have off the floor, I have that leg behind me. That just feels most comfortable to me. You can always put your foot out in front if that's better for you. That might even help you keep your balance a little bit better. But I just like my back behind, it's my personal preference. My shoulders are back. Notice on this we're not going quite as low as we did with the regular squat. A lot of front leg there, give me 2 more. And we're gonna see about 1 more. And then we're gonna change feet. So go ahead, move that over. Try to make sure that foot's in the same spot as the other one was as far as how far forward. So we're standing there and here we go. Now when you're first starting this, you're gonna be a little wobbly. That's pretty normal. So we take it down and up. Shoulders back. And if you have a knee, it's just not handling it all that well, maybe you need to do this set with both feet down on the floor. That's fine. So we take it down, up. We still have great posture. Shoulders are back, head is up. We got 4. And here's 3. And let's get in those last 2. 1 more. Now I'm just gonna challenge myself a little bit by grabbing a dumbbell. So I'm gonna put that ball down real quick, grab a weight. Grab the ball again, put it against the wall. Now the foot that we're gonna stand on, I'm gonna have the weight in that hand. So we step the foot out a little bit away from the wall, pick up that other foot. So we take it down and up. So I'll give you a little bit extra work. And if you're feeling really good, you grabbed a heavy weight today. 3. Now I realize we're not going down quite as low as we would with both feet on the floor, but I wanna challenge you. I wanna see if you can go down that little extra notch right here. Chances are you can. Now if the balance is a little too tough, you can tap your toes down every so often with this foot that's on the floor, or that's not on the floor, that's up in the air. So just keep going a little bit longer. Let's go for 4. Making that one side pull its own. 2 more. And let's do 1 more. I love this single leg work because generally we all have a leg that's a little bit stronger. If both feet are on the floor, that usually takes over a little bit more. But when you do single legs, that can't happen. Here we go, we switch sides. So what's nice about this is we make that non-dominant leg, that leg that could be a little bit weaker, we make it work. The goal is to have equal strength in both sides. Now, if your shoulders are starting to round forward, I want you to pull them back. Keep your chest out here. So we take it down, back up. We've got about 5 more. And we're gonna go 4. Do you think you're gonna go a little lower in these last 3? I hope so. And 2 more. And definitely breathe. So we got 1 more time. All right, we're done. So I'm gonna have you set your ball aside. Single leg squats that we do from the floor. So I'm gonna stand on this foot right here, and the weight is in this hand as well. Once again, the leg is gonna trail back. So we squat down, I had to do a little tap there, but hopefully for the most part, we're gonna be keeping that back trailing leg up. 3. Now we're bending forward a little bit. 4. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me. 5. I bend forward a little bit there, not a lot though. 6. I bend forward enough to help me drop my hip down. Pushing up through the heel. I hope you're breathing because you need a lot of oxygen today to help keep your muscles energized. Maybe a little bit lower in these last 2. Keep our head up, try not to look down. 1 more. All right, so I'm gonna change sides. I'm gonna turn to the side. I think it gives you a better feel for the exercise. Other leg is behind me, bending forward a little bit. Notice the front knee might be getting close to those toes, but it's not going way out there over the toes. Sitting it back. Now, if you just can't keep your balance on these, do these next to a wall. You could have a little fingertip bounce there if you need it. I'm not saying just hang on to the wall, because we do want your balance to get better and better as soon as possible. And it will. It just takes a little bit of time. Like anything, it's a process. Maybe a little bit lower here. How you feeling? Can you do 3 more? I bet we can. Last 2. Remember the forward bend there in the spine a little bit? But notice the shoulders have not been rounding. Now I'm gonna go ahead and have you turn to the other side. Switch legs again. I'm gonna just stay to the sides here. So again, you can watch my back. So down and up. Now make sure that you're not letting your shoulders round forward. You've got them drawn back here a little bit. And even though you're tipping forward in your spine, the back's not rounding. Now, maybe a little lower if you're having a great day with your knees. Drop that butt a little bit more, okay? Makes you work a little harder. Part of you likes to work harder, the other part of you doesn't. I get it. It's kind of a love-hate thing. But I tell you what, if we drop down just a little bit or lower, we're gonna feel so good at the end of the session today because we'll know we really worked. We're gonna go 2 more. This set's a little bit longer. How about 1 more time? All right, you ready for the last set on the other side? We switched feet and the dumbbell, so here we go. A little down, a little up. Now remember, really sit the hips back. That's why I like to have my leg trailing back behind me. Helps me to pull that hip back because I really don't want my knee to go past my toes on this one. So down you go. Shoulders back. Back still straight. Again, if you're just crazy wobbly, the wall can be here. Also try to keep that abdominal wall in throughout this today. And no holding the breath, of course. Everybody's feeling great, hopefully. Final batch of 5. Don't cheat these. Go low. 4. You're gonna make it. 3. All right, 2 more. Feels good to make those legs start to burn just a little bit. 1 more. Hopefully yours are starting to. All right, walk it off. So I'm gonna put the weight aside for a moment. Next up, this is where we wanted something where you could elevate your foot. So I'm gonna get close to, for me, it's my bench, my exercise bench. And I put my foot up there and I'm hopping this front foot out. So it should feel like you're nice and long here. I'm gonna do a little dip and come back up. Now notice I'm nice and tall here. And I would like to see this thigh go just about parallel to the floor on the way down. If you haven't done these before, boy, they work you, don't they? Now the higher up the foot is in the back, the harder the work will be. So choose wisely. If you're just starting out this form of a static lunge, you might want your foot back there a little bit lower. And maybe you don't dip down quite as low right here. Those are just ways to make it a little less challenging if that's where you're at today. 1 more time. So change feet. And notice where that one is because you want to put this foot out the exact same distance. So I'm going to put my foot way back. I'm going to feel where that bench is because I sure don't want my toes to slide off back there. Are you ready? Little dip. Now straight down. You might be leaning forward a little bit, but not a lot. We're trying to get down there low. The lower the better. I have good control of my shoulder blades. I tend to emphasize that area a lot as far as your form because we're way too programmed to round. We're using all our devices throughout the day and it tends to make our shoulders round. We're always fighting back against that when we exercise. So 2 more. How about 1 more time here? You guys ready to change it? Now you could grab a dumbbell if you'd like. I think I'm gonna do that. The foot that I'm standing on, that's the same side hand with the weight, okay? So put your foot back there. Make sure you know where your bench is so your foot doesn't slide off the back. And here we go. So down, back up. Our last set on each leg. 2, nice and low. 3. So the strategy behind taking no breaks in the workouts, we don't let your heart rate settle down. We get a little cardio out of it. We get a little calorie burn out of it. That is all sounded pretty good to me. Should sound pretty good to you too. How's your upper back? Are you keeping it up pretty tall here? 2 more. Hope you're dipping down low because I want this quad to burn. 1 more. Guess what? 1 more time. Switch. Put that foot, exact same forward motion where you had the other foot. Get that foot back there. Up tall. Here we go. Get it done. Sometimes the best thing to say is just get it over, right? 3. Keep that chin up. 4. No rounding forward. 5. Let's see if we can get down here lower. 6. Really drop that thigh down. 7. I'm feeling this in my back. Front leg area, you might be as well. Hang in there 4 more times. Try to keep breathing. And 2 more. And we're gonna get you 1 more time. All right, all set. So pop on up, guys. So keep that weight handy. Last thing you're gonna do is work the backs of your legs, your hamstrings. So I'm gonna stay on 1 foot. I'm gonna tip forward here. Then notice my back is straight. I think it's kind of a theme today. No rounding. 2. Now we call these straight leg deadlifts. Some people call them a tippy bird. If you remember what that is, that little glass bird on the edge of a glass of water tipping forward. Same kind of motion. How's that stomach area? Is it in? How are your shoulders? Are they back? Now if this is just too much in the balance, what you would do is have a chair in front of you. And you could do a little fingertip bounce, putting your fingers on the chair. Totally allowed. But I wouldn't want you to just put all your weight in that chair as you come down, because this should be improving your balance. Every time you do it, you should be noticing, hey, that got a little bit better. I'm not quite as wobbly. 3. But balance is something that takes a little while to develop. I encourage you to not quit because it will get better. 1 more. All right, so I'm gonna turn a little bit so you can see my back once again. Are you ready? Other leg. A little tip forward here. Sometimes even I need the wall a little bit. And 2. So notice there's no rounding in the back. Legs are pretty straight. Shoulders are back. I'm going down low enough I feel a stretch right there in the back of the thigh. That's what we're going for. Gotta have it low enough that we stretch the hamstrings. And then the beauty of it is we contract them on the way up. So we get both the stretch and the work in the same exercise. Now I trust you know what your abs are doing. You're making them behave. Gotta keep them in, you know. Now, this is another one. We don't let the shoulders round forward, especially on the way down. I tend to place my hand against my stomach a lot when I'm doing this kind of work because I have stubborn ab syndrome. I don't know if you guys have that, but you probably know what I'm talking about. My abs don't always stand like they should. I would like to say I don't have that problem anymore, but it's my weak spot. I gotta work really hard at keeping them in. So let's do 1 more time here. So getting in the stretch and back up. So the good news is there's just 1 more each side and then we're done, okay? Are you ready? Shoulders back, good alignment, here we go. So the tip forward, and then I'm coming back up. And I'm gonna do it again. So I'm gonna tip forward, Notice the head is going with you, so you end up on the way down looking down. When you come up, you're looking forward. And 3. I know a lot of times people ask me, well, when should I stop? How low should I go? Well, I would say when you feel a stretch, you can stop. If you're not feeling the stretch, you need to go down a little bit lower. But I wouldn't break parallel to the floor. Because when we start to go lower than that, then it's your back taking over the work. And too much of an incorrect type stretch in your back. We don't want that. This is all about the hamstrings. This is probably one of the best hamstring exercises you can do. Earlier work, we did a lot of work in the quads, the fronts of the legs. So we're balancing you out by working now the backs of the legs. So important. So let's do 4 more. We're always breathing. Let's go 3. How are your stomach muscles? I hope they're in for you. Let's do your final 2. We're just gonna do one more time. Take it down. All right, so there's good news. There's only one more exercise for you, and we're doing one more set of that. Here we go. So bending forward and back up. Remember what we said about straight back, shoulder blades back. Both legs are straight, okay? 3. So right here, there might be a little bend to your knee, but it's not a lot. So you're just tipping forward. You're hinging at your hip. Nice straight lines. You're nice and long, and the legs in the back. So you just hit your halfway point. That's good work. Now, if you just don't really feel these, I'm going to suggest next time you get a weight that's a little bit heavier. 5. And again, if your balance allows you going a little bit lower. If your balance doesn't allow that, you've got something in front of you to help you keep that balance as you get better and better. Guess what? Just 2 more. I want you to not hold your breath, okay? So 1 more right here, tipping forward. And back up we go. We're done. Put your weight down, okay? We're gonna just stretch the quads and the hams real quick. So I'm gonna have you grab a wall and pull your heel up towards your hip. Now if that's too hard to grab your shoe, maybe you're grabbing your sock or your pant leg and the bend isn't quite as much. But for me, I'm feeling okay today, so I'm gonna keep that heel right up there against my hip. You should feel stretch in the front of that leg, and if not, just pull the thigh back a little bit more. I'm sure you will. And let's switch legs. So we're gonna go ahead, pull that other heel up, and hold that. So again, the beauty of this type of leg work, well, it went fast. That's A. And B, whenever you do the single leg work, you're challenging your balance, which is fantastic. And you're also making sure each leg does its own, developing the same amount of strength in each leg. So that bench that you used earlier, I want you to put 1 foot up there and tip forward. Notice my shoulders back, my back is straight, and I'd like your toes to be up. Just bend forward enough, you feel a stretch in the back of the leg. None of this. Always training that back to stay in great neutral shape. Switch legs. So you got this one out there. So tipping forward a little bit. So if you like this one, please jump on my website and my on-demand channel. We have got a long version of this workout where you go for about 45 minutes to hit those legs nice and hard with single leg work with a lot of balance. All right, you're done. Put that foot down. I'd like you to grab those hands. Big inhale with me here. Exhale, back down, and you are done. Have a great day. I'll see you again next workout.